Please state your name.
Mrs. Margaret, call me Molly Brown.
Your legal name?
Margaret Tobin Brown.
Thank you. And you were aboard the Titanic on this ill-fated voyage?
Not fate, Senator. Folly.
The witness has reached her conclusion in advance of this council having done so.
I was there.
Which is why we appreciate your speaking with us. We received many letters from others in your lifeboat number,
6.
Right. There's a common characterization of Quartermaster Robert Hitchens.
He was placed in the command of your lifeboat. You know the man of whom we speak?
I know him, but he's no man.
Mrs. Brown!
Hitchens was at the rudder, shivering like an aspen, and warning us when the Titanic went down, we'd be sucked down with her. No use rowing, even as he bade us row. Mind you, he was too busy barking to lift an oar, reminding us there was no food on board, no water, no compass.
I, for one, sympathize with the man, lost at sea with a boat full of hysterical females.
The boat was half empty, sir. Folly. And none of the females was hysterical. He was. And he was cruel. After the ship went under, we begged him to turn back. We heard their cries. Hitchens, he said, pay no attention to those stiffs. Those stiffs being the husbands of many of the women he had rowing him to safety.
One of the letters claims you threatened to kill Quartermaster Hitchens.
That was a good one. This Irish gal, she took a moment to pray. Hitchens didn't like that. I didn't like that. He didn't like that. So he threatened to throw me overboard. I told him try it and see who ends up in the North Atlantic. And good luck getting back on the boat.
And she says none of the females was hysterical.
No, sir. We were level-headed. We were brave. Hitchens was neither.
He testified persuasively under oath that reports of his misconduct were false.
Does what I'm saying match those letters you got? If so, why? We are not a sewing circle. Senators, we are not a quilting bee. We are strangers who survived a terrible night on a lifeboat. Now but one of us is telling the same story.
And that one seems very reliable, where the old but may be prone to exaggeration.
Is that why out of 700 survivors you called 50 men to testify and I am one of 2, count them 2, women to sit in this chair?
Mrs. Brown, sit down!
I hate the word down.
Calm down!
I am calm and I hate the word down.
Settle down!
I never settle and I hate the word down.
This is what happens
I hate
when
the
you
word
get
down.
the wrong
I will not have a
Say
moment
when I'm
here in my
down.
body.
Not a circus. Say when I'm down. Whoa, whoa, one at a time.
No girls allowed at the mine.
Bring us bad luck.
Bad luck. Don't be a goop.
Easy, lads. Easy. Listen, miss.
Molly, call me Molly. Tobin.
William, call me William. Gerard. And it might sound silly, no girls allowed at the mine.
Silly? No, stupid.
Then we are stupid. Now leave, schnell.
Chanel, back in Hannibal, Missouri, we talk American. Period.
Here it does not matter how you talk or where you are from, long as down there.
You're there for the other guy.
Something every miner knows, and something else every miner knows. William.
There is no curse worse than a woman if she is
Anywhere near a mine. Hog pit. Hold your spuds. I'm going. Just taking in the view. Been on the road for weeks. Finally, I come on up over that ridge and I see it. Beautiful Denver.
Beautiful Leadville.
Denver?
Leadville!
Well, where in the same hell is Denver?
As the crow flies, 80, 90 miles.
Fellas, your bad luck's leaving. If you's ever in Denver, look me up.
Molly, Denver's 18, 19 miles.
Yup, got it.
Back the way you came.
You have gone south where you should have gone north.
Fellas, if you's ever in Denver...
Molly, you're going to walk over those mountains.
Like I just done.
But any minute now, it starts snowing.
Tain't even October.
Down here, up there they only got 2 seasons, winter and July.
Trying to cross back now on foot.
That's an engraved invite to the Donner Party.
Well, I don't know these Donner folk, but if they's kind enough to throw a party, it'd be mighty high hat of me not to go.
Molly, I am begging you.
First it was go on now, get. Now it's stay, Molly, stay.
Till the snow's coming.
Which wise guy here says is next summer.
Molly, we won't let you do it.
You won't?
It's for your own good.
It is.
Someday you will thank us.
Thank you.
Holler, uncle!
I ain't down yet.
Yeah, you are.
No, I ain't, and even if I was, you'd sure never hear it from me.
Molly, it's 8 to 1.
I ain't down yet.
Admit it, Molly, you tuckered.
Sure, I'm tuckered and I might give out, but I won't give in. How could anybody say that? I'm down. Look, I'm thinking very hard how to break through. Maybe here, maybe there, maybe no place. But But there will come a time where nothing, near nobody wants me down. The God wants me up. Up where the talking is, up where the people are, up where the joke's going on. Now look at here, I am important to me. Ain't no bottom to no pile. I mean much more to me than anybody I ever knew. Certainly more than I mean any Siwash Yazzie hampers like you guys. Hey! Go ahead, break my arm. Me say uncle, hey. Don't make a bit of difference for you to keep saying I'm down till I say so too. Did you ever try stepping on a pissant? Well, there's one now. Jump on, stomp on. You think you got him? Thinking he's quick? Well, he don't think so. There he goes. And you can be positive, sure, I'm as good as any pissant that ever lived. Oh, I hate that we're down. But I love that we're up, because up means hope. And that's just what I got. Hope. For someplace better. Someplace, I don't know, cleaner, shinier. Hell, if I gotta eat catfish heads all my life, can't I have them off a plate just once in a red silk dress? When there's girl enough on me to wear one, and then someday with all my might and all my main, I'm gonna learn to read and write. I'm gonna see what there is to see. So if you go from nowhere on the road to somewhere and you meet anyone, you'll know it's me. I'm gonna move from place to place to find a house with a golden stair. And if that house is red and has a big breast bed, I'm living there.
Aha! You want a palace!
Well, I can be anybody I want to be. Why not to be a queen?
We've just been wrestling with the queen, if you please.
Who'd recognize her with all that dirt on her knees? And with her mop head and all them toes, and that contraption she calls her nose. A queen can never be queen without any throne. So here's the fanciest throne that you'll ever own. Here is your scepter, here is your crown. Now won't you please sit down?
Well now, anybody looks like a queen, they got to walk like a queen.
Go on and march, march, march.
She's
queen of the mind. Wrestling with the queen, if you please.
I'm gonna see what there is to see. So if you go from nowhere on the road to somewhere and you meet anyone, you'll know it's me. I'm gonna move from place to place to find a house with a golden stair. And if that house is red and has a big grass bed, I'm living down.
Are you sure? Because I thought I saw some. Hey, do I hear what I think I hear?
No.
You sure? Because I didn't tell you what I think I hear.
What do you think you hear, boss?
A woman. I thought one of you sapheads would let a piece of calico bring her bad luck to the
You
horse.
what?
What the hell?
Don't you go cussing at me, you big bulldozer. Scared of a girl? All of yous. Don't you got mothers, wives, sisters, daughters?
I don't know where you come from, you best be going back.
Back? To what? Sorting tobacco at Garth Brothers Cigar Inc.? Leaf, stem, leaf, Stam, no.
She's Denver bound.
On foot, JJ.
We no could let her do it.
What's in Denver, you'd risk your neck to get there.
Pick a month, any month.
I don't got time for games, girlie.
That there is December. See the pretty lights? And May is my favorite. Look at them ladies all fancied up for a stroll in the park.
Month by month in the Mile High City.
Because I always knew I was going places, just didn't know where. Now I do, and there I'll be, beautiful Denver.
If you're thinking this is gonna be there...
Take that back unless you want this.
Don't listen to him, Molly. You'll make that calendar come true.
Hear
But
that?
not till springtime.
Huh?
So go into town, find work for the winter, and...
William, I don't like what I'm smelling.
I washed myself in the creek.
No, something's a-burning.
I don't smell smoke.
JJ's a regular Dalmatian.
Fire! Come on, fellas!
Hurry!
JJ, move! Hurry up! Bad luck.
Just a moment, please. I just have to remove a kettle from the fire.
Julia Gerard?
Yes?
William Gerard's wife, beg pardon, widow.
Yes, yeah.
I was real sorry I killed it.
What on earth?
He said it was bad luck, me being there.
William said.
All of them. Worst part is they was right. 1 minute I'm telling them these full of horseshoe nails. Next thing you know, smoke's pouring.
I really don't care to hear.
I'm sorry for everything.
I appreciate that. I appreciate the flowers, Miss...
Margaret, call me Molly Tobin.
Julia Gerard. And you listen to me, Miss Tobin.
Call me Molly.
Molly, William wouldn't want you carrying his death on your conscience. This was an accident.
I don't believe in accidents.
So the men aren't the only ones who are superstitious.
Tain't superstitious. All happens for a reason. Good things and bad. And the one who do, talk about a poker face.
Indeed. Thanks for stopping by.
For starters, he want me to show you how to kindle a fire, especially with a little one on the way and a winter right behind him.
Him?
It's gonna be a boy. You's carrying low.
That's an old wives' tale.
Works on wives of all ages.
We shall see.
Yes, we shall. Because I think the man upstairs just tipped his hand. He don't want me in Denver, not yet. He want me here to help you.
Tell him I can manage on my own.
Can you? Because you said you had to remove a kettle from the fire, but the fire is all but out and the kettle is stone cold, so...
Miss Tobin, you have paid your respects. Be on your way.
Sudden changes in mood. Could be a girl.
No more old wives' tales. As for God's will, tell me, please, 9 men went into that mine to fight that fire. Why is only 8 came back?
A non-believer. I never met me one who admitted it.
Now you have, and it's a waste of breath you foisting your beliefs on me.
I ain't sure what foisting is.
Nonetheless, you're doing it. Like everyone else in this town. He's in a better place, Julia. You have to believe that. Well, you know what I believe? This place, right here, when it was me and William and our baby on the way.
Heaven on earth, and now you're in hell.
I don't wish to sound self-pitying. An accident, that's all this was.
And accidents happen every day.
Always have, always will.
Always? Did the blue sky begin as an accident? Did the first breeze for no reason blow? And did water one day up and say, hey, it's winter, for a few months I'll turn into snow? Nothing but accidents, that's what you see. A world that started accidentally. Is the sunshine a humdrum coincidence? Does the full moon just happen to glow? Could my bend in your ear be a clear-cut example of a fluke friend you'd rather not know? Whole bunch of happenings, sun, the moon, and me, coincidentally urging you to see that if you are not part of an accident, you must be part of a world that began as a wonderful part of a wonderful, wonderful plan. So, plan or accident, you have to choose.
Could you repeat the question?
Ha! You lose, because if you are not part of an accident, you must be part of a world that began as a wonderful part of a wonderful, wonderful plan.
Wonderful. A baby due any day and my mother halfway around the world.
Then there's me, stronger than most men, and I can cook. Besides, you'll be helping me heaps if even a little of your lady-fied ways rub off.
Lady-fied is not a word. Lady-like is. For someone who talks a lot, you speak poorly.
I was the first to say it. I don't know beans when the bag is open.
But you could learn. I could teach you.
Reading, writing,
and arithmetic. That's what I did before I married.
Well, you's good at it. Already I've learned ladylike and foisting, which I swear I won't do.
William tried. It didn't take. Seeing the world through your eyes, I'd rather wish it had. Do the wings of a butterfly look like an accident, or the honey in a honeybee's comb?
Or the rose, or the peach,
or the hummingbird's nest, or the pine tree reaching for dawn at its crest, or the sun going down in the fiery west, while the moon turns the tide into foam.
Pretty big accident.
Pretty big accident.
What did you say now?
Perhaps it didn't happen that accidental way.
Well then, now then.
If you know we're not part of an accident.
If we know we're not part of an accident, we must be part of a world that began
as a wonderful part of a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful, magical, brilliant, remarkable, bold and mysterious, glorious, marvelous, humbling, astonishing. Molly?
No, I said help with the baby, not deliver it.
Wonderful plan.
What do you want?
Julia around?
Inside. I got her on bed rest till the baby comes.
Something wrong?
No, and I aim to keep it that way. Got her propped up on pillows under the blanket. Her mother sent her all the way from England, Europe. Her eyes is finally shut. Now kindly do the same with your mouth.
Not till you and me have a little talk.
What's this?
What's it say?
Well, I don't know. Julia's learning me my letters, but when they's all smushed together...
To Margaret.
Call me Molly. Never mind.
To Margaret Tobin from the Horace Tabor Mining Company.
Where's the S?
What S?
If there's Horace, there should be an S.
Tain't no S in Horace.
Why come?
I don't know. Give me that.
$15?
For Julia.
Then why is my name
because
on
Julia's too proud to be taking handouts, and Mr. Tabor's smart enough to know it.
Makes me think right kindly of good old Horace.
Mr. Tabor tain't the name you want to be messing around with if you intend on sticking around Leadville.
Tain't sticking around Leadville. Once the baby comes and the ice melts, beautiful Denver, here I come.
You tain't gonna skip town early now that you got trained.
This
there.
is Julia's money, and you've got me pegged wrong, mister. Ain't a minute goes by that I don't wonder
what?
if
Forget it. You blaming yourself, me blaming you, tain't gonna bring him back. So let's say we start over. J.J. Brown.
You already know who I is.
And we're gonna get along fine, as long as you see to it that lady has everything she needs. Our little secret? Ow!
My pa says you can judge a man's character
And my
by
ma
his
says you
handshake.
judge a lady by her handwriting. Care to scribble me a few lines?
Oh, Mr. Brown, the difference between you and me is ignorant can be learned out of a person. Mean is forever.
Miss Tobin? Miss Tobin!
JJ told me Molly slammed the door in his face.
JJ cannot stand her.
And he can't stop talking about her.
Love every do she doesn't.
Love every don't she does. Love every who she wasn't. Just because. Till cider runs in gutters. Just
Till
because.
peaches lose their fuzz. Just
love
because.
every step she stutters.
Fold them sheets. Then take the ones I have boiling in the bucket, hang them up to dry, and put this bundle in the wash.
Last time I checked, I have 2 hands.
Well, all 7 of mine's full up. Coming, Doc.
Where I come from, a woman don't need a doctor to give birth.
And how many of them die trying?
That's it. I'm going in there.
If you really want to help, the fire is all but out. Wood, Mr. Brown, wood. Put your back into
If you're gonna
it.
talk to me that way, best not be handing me an axe.
I'm sure you'd love to use it, but inside that cabin is someone who needs us. Truce?
Easy, gal.
Molly!
She did it again!
Love every won't he was. Love every should he shouldn't. Just because.
Just because.
Till billy goats lose their butters. Till bees forget to buzz. Love every stuff she stutters. She's tougher than a leather in a tannery. She's willful and more stubborn than a mule can be.
Ask us 3.
Dearly beloved, we are honored today to witness in faith the christening of William James Joseph Gerard.
Just because.
I got a confession to make.
Now?
It's church, tain't it? That day in the mines wasn't your fault. It was a gas leak. Would have blown if you were there or not.
How long you known about
A
this?
week after the funeral.
You ought to told me sooner.
I ought to found that leak sooner.
You saying it's your fault?
My man, my responsibility.
So I'm off the hook. Maybe you should do the same for yourself.
Do you, Margaret Tobin?
Call her Molly.
Thank you. And as I was saying, don't be blaming
I
yourself.
appreciate that.
Do you, Margaret Tobin?
In
a minute.
Do you, Margaret Tobin, and James Joseph Brown promise to love, honor, and
Is
support?
this a baptism or a wedding?
If you came to church regular, you know.
I baptize thee in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, just because.
Just because.
Now you done it.
Done what?
Got us in trouble with the Padre.
To get that off my
Maybe the
chest.
shock of being
You
in
were
church.
being so nice.
He'll love that girl.
You're upset, little Bill. Give him here.
Why? You don't hold him right.
Till female
Do
fleas
not
can sing in C's and minor keys. The harmonies that birds and beasts are sung with these for centuries.
I know how to hold a damn baby.
If in the two of you ever get married,
Married?
call a Methodist.
Just because.
The stockings were hung by the chimney with care in hopes that Saint Nicholas.
Nicholas, Saint Nick. Ch is a k sometimes.
Why?
Just because.
Vincenzo's been learning me un poco Italiano, and I gotta tell you, it makes more sense.
Nonsense. You're the fastest pupil I've ever taught.
Gotta be. By the time I get to Denver, I want to be able to write you a letter.
What will I do without you?
I don't know, but with J.J. Brown spending more and more time
Molly!
here.
JJ is like an older brother. Besides, I've just buried my husband. It's too soon.
It's too soon, less it ain't too soon.
We are not having this conversation. Read.
Soon would be there. The children were nestled.
Nestled. The T is silent.
Why?
Ho, ho, ho!
Santa.
Merry Christmas!
What on earth?
Hello.
When a little birdie tells me my godson's sleeping in an old basket,
Little bird, big mouth.
JJ, thank you.
Vincenzo's the one to thank. Notice that Italian craftsmanship?
Indeed. Think it will wake him if we make the switch?
Prego. I have a brother and 5 sisters, all younger. I am good with the babies.
Mr. Bianconi, I put myself in your hands.
You do.
Got a lot to learn.
Shh! The baby!
Hey, where are you going? I like babies.
$15 from good old Horace.
Stubborn. Just make sure they have what they need.
Count on it for now. But I need to be sure they's well taken care of once I'm gone.
Soon as the ice melts?
Sooner, maybe. Arthur tells me that mail gets through Fremont Pass once, sometimes twice, a winter by dog sled.
What you gonna do, Commander the Pooch?
No, I will kindly ask the mail carrier to take me to Denver. And if he says no, make him do it anyway.
Seems to me Leadville's got more on the ball than Denver. They're the mile-high city. We are 2 miles high. Highest town in the whole USA.
So you've said. Couple of times.
Julia's gonna miss you.
Well, Mr. Brown, Julia ain't wearing widow's weeds forever.
And between you and me, I got a buddy who's mighty sweet on her.
Do you now? Then what's your buddy waiting for?
A year to pass. He's a decent fella.
Then tell your buddy a message from me. Speed it up. I want a wedding before I go.
What's your rush? You'll miss Washington's birthday. We do that upright. And the Washboard Music Festival. And then there's Tabor's Tea Party.
Tea party? Like McCallender?
Not exactly. It's at the Saddle Rock, the saloon. Mr. Tabor's tea is 88 proof. It's his way of thanking us for all the silver we mine. And we mined so much this year, he's going to be pouring a lot of tea.
One day, I'd like to shake Mr. Horace Tabor's hand.
Make sure you wash yours afterwards. And lie.
There are far worse bosses than Horace Tabor.
I'll say throwing a fun fest for y'all.
The tea party.
You bet?
Heavens no. William wouldn't allow me to step foot in a saloon.
Now's your chance. Mr. Brown, our ladies welcome at this tea party.
If she is escorted by a minor.
Vincenzo, it's a date.
That went well.
And Mr. Brown, you'll be escorting Julia.
Margaret Tobin, William is still warm in his grave.
Don't mean you have to climb in after him.
Very well, I accept. Under one condition.
Anything.
Molly wears a dress.
No, he said anything. I didn't.
Didn't you tell us you wanted a dress?
Red silk. When there's girl enough on me to wear one.
What else do you
be
want?
the judge.
If San Nicolo said you can have whatever.
What would you ask for?
Well, cups that match the saucers. All them books Julia says I ought to read. And more than anything, a shiny brass bed.
About through brass bed, red silk dress, cups and saucers.
Matching.
Matching. You know, 'tis a shame there's a belly fiddle in the corner and nobody's strumming it.
You play?
I'm a man of many talents. Fellas?
Doesn't feel right without William.
I agree, it's too soon.
Is it too soon?
A wise woman once said it's too soon lest it ain't too soon.
Very wise.
Look, I'm not the guitarist Will once was. But as long as we keep playing like Will always did, it's like he's still with us. I've already started in to try to figure out exactly how to go about to get you. I've already opened up to start to buckle down, to go to work, to make you say, I do, I do. Oh, I couldn't make my mind up. Then without a warning, made up my heart at 4 this morning. Now that I have started in to try to figure out exactly how to go about to get you, my honey baby, hurry up and try to get me. Fellas?
What?
Someone is sweet on you.
Molly, you've got this all wrong.
Ain't no little sister JJ is serenading.
I think I know to whom JJ is singing.
Whom?
If he's not ready to say it, neither am I.
Say, I do. I do. Made up my heart at 4 this morning. Now that I have started in to try to figure out exactly how to go about to get you, my honey baby, hurry up and try to get me. Won't you please?
Sorry we was late. I was tussling with the dress.
Seems like you won.
She looks grand. I feel conspicuous.
Bellissima!
Julia Gerard, Margaret Tobin, you will please meet Miss Emma Stetson.
And the girls?
You don't remember our names.
Sure I do, Bertie.
I'm Bertie. She's Pearl.
And I'm Nelva. Nelva? How am I supposed to remember that?
How do? I'm Molly. That there is Julia and Vincenzo. And this is
Nope,
Mr.
sorry. Don't want my godson's godmother mixing with the wrong kind.
Don't want my godson's godfather telling me what kind's right and what kind's wrong.
You tell him. You can't come to Saddle Rock and make snoot because we work here.
They dance, if you know what I mean.
What do you mean?
I mean, they dance. And if the price is right...
Don't say it.
Uh-huh.
They sing! Girls, you know this one? It's one of my favorites. Belly up to the bar, boys. But loosen your belts. Only drink when you're all alone or with somebody else. Belly up to the bar, boys. Better have a few more. Never were the three-tone girl or discontented.
Horrible example, like the girl whose name is Carrie. She carried her charms to everybody else, but her I had to marry or die. Had to marry Carrie or die. When she saw how ugly I am, she yelled out for her cousin Sam. Then she learned how kind I could be. She tried to shoot her cousin down and marry me. Belly up to the bar, boys, let your money be seen. Only drink by day or night or somewhere in between. Belly up to the bar, boys, very good for your mind. Full speed on the rail will make you fall on your beat. Heidel-deedle-deidel, wenn die Frau mit Namen Nelly, wenn Nelly auch höchste jeden anderen Mann, sie sollte meine Frau sein, sonst wär ich tot. Sollte meine Frau sein, sonst wär ich tot.
Avevo una fame da leon,
Hey!
non mi diede anche un boccone.
Hey!
poi vide le mie proprietà.
Hey! Now she cooks for nothing just to wear my name.
Belly up to the bar, boys, never tried in jail. Don't romance with a woman in pants or a girl who wears a veil. Belly up to the bar, boys, everybody say yes.
Drink one down to the widow in town who surely is a
Messenger of hope and charity, I call her Facelta. She giggles at me and everybody else, but I must wed Facelta or die, die, die.
Got to wed Facelta or die, die, die. Never saw her father before. Yesterday he broke down my door. Shotguns everywhere I could see.
Hurry up, Facelta, dear, and marry me.
She saw how hungry I feel. She refused to fix me a meal. Then she saw my Silver Hill claim. Now she cooks for nothing just to wear my name. Belly up to the bar, boys, while the weather is clear. 'Tisn't raining rain, you know it's raining ale and beer. Belly up to the bar, boys, if it isn't your day. A quart and pie mixed up just right will cure you right away. Belly up!
Mr. Tabor! Good man! Woo! My, it sure is great to see you boys play as hard as you
We
were.
appreciate that, don't we, fellas?
Yeah! Horace, go on.
Yes, well, you all know my wife, the power behind the throne. Tabor's Tea Party was her idea.
To celebrate Leadville!
To celebrate Leadville being the #1 mining town in the country.
But what is this we're hearing about a gold standard?
Eric?
They say if the gold standard passes, silver won't be worth a copper penny.
Horace, tell the boys what you got planned.
Yes, well, I was just about to get to that before Mr. What's your name again?
Eric Scheider.
Mr. Eric here beat me to the punch. As of this Monday, I'll have my own full-time fellow lobbying those fat cats in Washington against the gold standard.
And if they don't?
Then we'll send a message come election day by sending James Weaver to the White House. James Weaver!
You know what? You could double Mr. Weaver's chances if you let us ladies vote too.
Oh, no. Politics is a dirty, dirty business. We would not want to sully the fairer sex by dragging them into it.
But Mr. Tabor, I don't believe that. I think women should be equal. Come on, please.
3 cheers for Mr. Tabor. Hip, hip.
Hooray!
Hip, hip.
Hooray!
Hip, hip. Hooray!
Introduce me.
So you can talk politics?
Just do it.
Mr. and Mrs. Tabor, I'd like you to meet Margaret. Call her Molly. Tobin.
Oh, look, the suffragette.
Call me Baby Duck.
A name from her first husband. I loved her so much, I let her keep it.
'Cause if he didn't, I'd let him have it.
Mr. Tabor, I don't know how to express my gratitude.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Miss Tobin, but Tabor's Tea Party is the least I could possibly do.
I'm talking about the way you done cared for William Gerard's widow.
I think we've taken enough of Mr. Tabor's time.
Nice meeting you, Miss Tobin.
Oh, pleasure's mine. What with all you've done for Julia?
Look, they're pouring more tea.
I'm not finished.
Yes, you are, you troublemaker, you.
Listen, girlie, that fire weren't my fault. So if you're trying to squeeze some cash out of me...
Oh, no, sir. $15 every other week is more than fair.
$15?
Horace! Good day.
You weren't kidding about your big mouth?
Now you're acting crazy as your boss. Every other Friday, you give me money from Mr. Tabor for Julia. But when I try to thank him for all the money you've been giving me, he turns into, what's his name? Dr. Jekyll.
Mr. Hyde to you. So much for our little secret.
How can it be a secret from the man who... Mr. Brown, wait!
Molly, is everything all right?
Where's JJ live?
In the shack house up at the mine.
Vincenzo, would you mind walking Julia home?
Eccezionale fantastico.
Grazie.
Molly! Mr. Bianconi.
Prego, Vincenzo.
I'm still in mourning. It's one thing to dance a friendly reel, but a man and a woman in the moonlight.
Si, la luna. Can't you hear her whispering in your ear? Oh, ancora indugiavo, poi all'improvviso, stamane all'alba mi son deciso. Ora che ho iniziato già a cercare di capire se esiste qualche modo per averte. My honey baby, corri qui a prendermi. Won't you please?
JJ Brown, I know you're in there.
Go away.
Please, can I come in? I'm spitting icicles.
What are you doing here? You shouldn't be here.
It was your own money, wasn't it? But how was I to know? Please, JJ, it never dawned on me you're reaching your own pocket.
Tie-fisted Tabor wasn't reaching into his.
I sold you short, Mr. Brown.
Called me JJ a minute ago. Might as well keep at it.
Now, Molly, now can I come in? It's awful shivery out here.
No, go away.
Uh-oh, a powder. I better warn Julia.
Julia, why?
Seeing as you're sweet on her.
Sweet on her? Go away far.
JJ, 'tain't nothing to be ashamed of, feeling lovey-dovey for a gal.
I didn't want to do it this way, but come on in.
First a nose full of splinters, now an inside. JJ Brown, you are the moodiest fella I ever did see. Blame it on Cupid's arrow, I guess. And why not? Julia Gerard is the prettiest woman on God's good. A red silk dress. Who's that for?
Depends.
On?
You saying yes.
What's the question?
Will you marry me?
You got any water?
Coming right up in a cup and a saucer. Matching.
You did all this for me?
What would Julia want with a red silk dress?
I don't understand. You give her money, you come a-calling on her most every day.
Now, who's the goop? It's you I come a-calling on. Not at first, mind you. I told Will if anything happened, I'd keep an eye on Julia. But then I started to notice how fast you learn, how sweet you treat the baby, how beautiful you are.
Stop that.
Should have said a while ago, pretty girl.
Knock it off.
Look, you try your best to hide it, but now that I've seen it, I'll never look at anybody else. Let's let the room do the talking. I read it for you. Look.
The principles of
Mineralogy. This one's mine. That one's yours. It's got your Dickens, your Eliot, all three Brontes.
All them books Julia says I ought to read.
And that's how it's gonna be. I promise. I'll never say no to you. Whatever you say or do. If you'd ask me to wait for a lifetime, you know I'd only wait for a lifetime or two just to look at you. I'll smile when you say be glad. I'll weep if you want me sad. Today is tomorrow if you want it so. I'll stay or I'll go, but I'll never say no.
Then I will. Julia says my thinking's good, but my talking ain't. And once I get the one to match the other, I maybe could be somebody to make folks sit up and listen.
I'm all ears.
You only got two. There's a whole lot more than that in a place like Denver.
How'd you know? You've only seen pictures.
I've seen my future.
Your future's staring you right in the face. Not a picture, a real man.
Real decent man. I'm a fool not to have known it sooner.
No buts. If you weren't the most stubbornest, most ornery, I had no choice. I was saving this for our wedding day, but...
You sure got yourself a bed, mister. I'll say that for you. I wonders a bed like that is in.
Not if we was married. What do you say, gal? I love you with a heart and a half.
Don't start sweet-talking me. I got my sights set on Denver. How dare you give me something worth staying put for? Stars shining on my own brass bed. Stars shining all over my head. Oh, what a beautiful place to cry. I'd learn to sleep with one eye just to look at you. I'm trembling just to look at you now. All I can think of is, wow, Mr. Brown. Wow, Mr. Brown. You can ask me anytime you please for me to marry you. Oh, I'll blush head to toe, but I sure won't never say. Now, if I say yes, if, mind you, you swear somehow, someday, I'll see Denver, JJ. I think the ice just melted. You can ask me anytime you please for me to,
if you want
for me to marry you. Oh, I'll blush head to toe, but I sure won't never say no.
One year from the day they marry,
Molly Brown has little Larry.
If someone should threaten Larry,
we come charging in. He's my friend, and he'll stay my friend. Doesn't matter what the other people say. He's my friend to the bitter end, even though the bitter end's a million years away.
18 months and call me Molly. Welcome home a dainty dolly.
Anyone hurt you by golly?
Welcome bustling, petticoats and wrestling. On the double, on the hint of trouble. Staying true through thick and thin. We'll stand by you like we're your kin. Just when you think you'll never win,
I'll come charging in. She's my friend, and she'll stay my friend. Doesn't matter what the other people say. She's my friend to the bitter end, even though the bitter end's a million years away.
I do not like him.
I cannot stand him. He wants to make more.
He wants to pay less. But if we do not join forces to beat this gold standard,
then I'll be out of business and we'll all be out of a job.
So if you are not registered to vote,
now's the time.
If you do not vote in this upcoming election, you cannot complain when the winner does not represent your interests.
You heard him. Together, let's send James Weaver to the White House.
Your livelihood depends on it.
And so does mine. So from now until Election Day, you're my friend,
I'm his friend.
And you'll stay my friend.
Okay, my friend, doesn't matter what the other people say. He's my friend to the bitter end, even though the bitter end's a million years. If Weaver wins, we have no fears. Happy ending isn't years away.
Grover Cleveland beats Weaver in landslide.
Even though the bitter end is here.
Today.
Price of silver plummets $30 an ounce to 12 cents.
I appreciate your mother sending me her recipe, but I wish it wasn't in Italian.
You hold in your hand the olive branch. Today she accepts you into La Familia.
We've been married for 6 years. It's about time. I wish before Molly started a soup kitchen, she asked if I knew how to make soup. Well?
Spargere con tanto sale.
A pinch of salt.
Perfetto. Big pinch?
Big pot. Better?
Pasta e fagioli to make Mama Bianconi proud.
Speaking of Mama Bianconi, I went to see Doc Morris last week.
Doc Morris, are you all right?
Quite well, thank you.
Papa Bianconi, you make me so happy. I love you. Oh. But you have known since last week and you did not tell me?
I was afraid to, with things as they are.
Do not you worry, I will find work.
Where? The gold standards wiped out every silver town west of Mississippi.
Prego, what's this?
From my mum. She says the copper mines back in Cornwall still pay a livable wage.
You can no mean.
Well, I shook every tree in Leadville and out came $1.17. But baby does pawning more jewelry, that'll fill our bellies for a few more weeks. What's that, Vincenzo? Bad news?
Wonderful news, Molly.
Well, I haven't had any of that in a long time. Go on.
Julia is?
We are
having a baby.
Oh, what if that isn't the most wonderful news ever? Now, are you two gonna tell me why you look lower than a snake's tummy when you ought to be all smiles?
Molly, Vincenzo's taking a job.
Where?
In England.
But I'll never see you again.
Nonsense, it isn't the moon.
7 years and I've yet to see Denver. It'll be 7 lifetimes before I cross that ocean. Don't tell me you're leaving.
Molly, we have to.
We have not worked in almost a year.
Sure, we're hungry, but we ain't down yet.
Mrs. Brown, did you know your son was last seen on Harrison Avenue in his birthday suit, carrying a wagon filled with his buck-naked baby sister?
JJ, I'd strut down Main Street in my altogether if I thought it turned silver into gold.
Keep your clothes on, gal. There's plenty of gold right here in the Rockies.
If that's your idea of a joke.
He is not pulling the leg.
See this rock? A little streaky yellow?
That's gold.
I don't understand. Eric and Arthur are clearing out of town.
They are?
And Vincenzo's taking Julia back to Cornwall.
He is?
Along with our godson, and the baby will never meet.
What baby?
Our baby.
Hey.
I'm not finished. You lollygaggers sit around moping that the price of silver has dropped so low it don't pay to mine it. Meanwhile, we are sitting atop a gold mine. The price of gold's going up, 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 and you don't think to go down, down, down and get it.
Well, we can't. Gold ain't like silver.
No, it's worth something.
If you can get at it, that gold is buried much deeper than silver, and it's surrounded by sand. Try mining it, and the tunnel will collapse.
Talk about a yellow streak.
Molly, listen.
No, you listen. You know them hidden talents you got? Stop hiding them.
But Mr. Tabers hired the best geologists in the whole U.S. of A. Yale, Harvard.
And you're smarter than all of them, only you're too dumb to know it.
Molly!
What's the use of all them books he reads if he don't put them to some good and figure out how to get to the gold?
Well, what you're asking for is a miracle. Hear that? One miracle. On the double quick. See, he ain't listening.
So you're mad at God. All of you. You think the big boy's holding out on you?
Molly, do you recall the first word I taught you?
Ladylike?
Foisting, which you swore you wouldn't do.
You're right.
Thank you.
But are you sure that you haven't been answered? Now think. I mean, are you real sure that your prayers haven't been answered? I'm asking you. When you hope for something, ain't that a prayer? And when it comes true, there's your answer there. Don't you dare say that the Lord don't hear you. Oh, he sees every move you make, every waggle of your head, every wink of your eye. It's his laugh you're laughing, his tears you cry. You may not know how to pray, but he loves you when you try. So raise your voices high and the Lord will hear you. Oh, he sees each move and every wink of your eye. So raise your voices high and the Lord will hear you. Are you sure that you haven't been answered? Now think. Are you dead sure that you haven't been answered? Now think. When you pray for something and it's no go, don't come around with "I've told you so." Your prayer was answered. The answer's no. He heard you all right. Oh, you think that you make your own good luck with a wave and a wiggle of your toe? Well, you'd better think again. You're not that good, you know. Your luck was sent from way up high for you to share below. So raise your voices high and the Lord will cheer you. Pay me no mind. I'm not even here. Don't turn it.
Molly.
Seems to me sand would be much easier to work with than dirt or rock.
Look, you blast yourself a hole in rock. Lay yourself down woods, make yourself floor, wall, and a ceiling, and you got yourself a tunnel. Now imagine that rock was sand, always shifting and moving. That wood snaps, the tunnel collapses, and the men inside...
All right. Close your eyes.
What the hell?
Just do it. Now picture someone you love.
Well, you, but you're bugging the hell out of me.
Then how about our boy? You know Larry's sandbox?
Built it for him, didn't I?
Well, he wants to build a tunnel from one end to the other for his pet mouse.
Larry has a pet mouse?
Named Mousy.
That's cute.
See our boy standing there, hear his sweet voice asking, "Dad, what wood should I use for Mousy's tunnel? Plywood, scrap wood?"
No. No wood, unless you want that mouse to meet his maker.
What then?
I don't know.
Well, little Larry knows his daddy has the answer, because you're his hero, and you're my hero.
You're gonna be the straw that breaks the camel's back if... Straw? You cannot make your own good luck by a wave and a wiggle of your toe.
Well, you'd better think again. You're not that good, you know. Your luck was sent from way up high for you to share below. So open up your heart,
and the Lord will cheer you.
Cheer you, oh, you cannot make luck by wiggling your toe. So open up your heart, and the Lord will cheer you.
Mr. Tabor, tain't nothing stronger than a straw if it ain't packed real tight.
Yeah, them three little pigs had it wrong.
And it's got give, so when that sand starts a-shifting, that straw will hold.
And if it doesn't, our boys will come back in pine boxes.
That's why it's strictly volunteer. Only men without children, and if there's as much gold as I think there is, it's worth a try.
That much straw will cost me thousands.
And make you millions.
J.J. Brown, tell your wife Horace Tabor makes up his own mind.
Oh, no, he doesn't. Horace, get out your checkbook.
Are you sure that you haven't been answered? Now think, children, think. Are you positive sure that you haven't been answered? Now think, children, think hard. When you pray for riches and glory, and he turns around and he makes you humble, well, the humble and yes, the meek will inherit the kingdom.
J.J. Brown's come up with a scheme so crazy, it just might work.
It will.
But if he's wrong and that tunnel collapses...
It won't.
Mr. Tabor's right. You can lose your life.
So if you got little ones at home, don't do it.
The rest of you, I'm asking you to take a chance at turning this town's fortunes around.
So Landville can be a boom town once more.
Think!
Are you sure?
Yes. Are you sure?
Yes! Are you sure? Yes! Are you sure? Yes! Are you sure that you haven't answered? Think, children, think. Are you dead sure that you haven't been answered? Now think, children, think. When you pray for riches and glory, and he turns around and he makes you humble, well, the humble and yes, the meek will inherit the kingdom.
J.J. Brown, last time I looked, you have children.
We've got one on the way.
Don't go playing the hero, fellas.
We can't ask the men to take a risk we're not willing to take.
But if anything happens to you...
Lord, if I were you, I'd leave me be, or else you'll answer to Molly Brown.
Oh, think, children, think, children, think. When you pray, children, think, children, think, children, think, children, think. When you pray.
Colorado, my home, sweet home,
Sweet home. Sweet home.
sweet home.
J.J. Brown? What's going on down there? You better answer! Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, woman, and there's plenty more where this come from.
Well, we got a heap of mining to do, fellas. Tomorrow. Tonight, it's all you can drink at the Saddle Rock, courtesy of the missus and me.
Mr. Tabor, my husband just saved this mine, saved this town, saved this state. I think he's owed more than Tabor's tea.
Molly.
No, Molly's quite right. Horace?
Yes, JJ, we'd like to express our gratitude.
You mean snag him before the competition comes a-knocking?
5% interest in my mining company. Take it or leave it.
25%.
12 and a half.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Come along now, Horace.
Thank you, Mr. Tabor.
Please, call me Horace.
Horace!
Just not like that.
What was that?
What was what?
Just now with Mr. Tabor.
You mean Horace!
I mean you making a fool of me.
What I'm making you is a millionaire.
I would have approached him in good time.
When might that be?
Do you have any complaints about the way I provide for you?
JJ, you've been real good to me, but with two little mouths to
And
feed,
one big one.
let's not argue when I'm thinking about our future. Denver.
Denver?
I'd always figured that's where we'd end up.
We're supposed to figure things out together.
We do figure things out together. I just figured this one out faster.
You think our life there's gonna be month by month in the Mile High City, but city life ain't always as pretty as those pictures in your calendar.
JJ, folks is folks.
Not when they're rich and live in a city. That's who we'll be meeting. That's who we'll become. Molly, no.
I'll never say no to you.
I'm staying put.
Whatever you say or do.
With our friends.
If you'd ask me to wait for a lifetime.
Where we belong.
You know I'd gladly wait for a lifetime or two.
And if I say we stay, we're going, ain't we?
We're gonna move from place to place to find a house with a golden stair. And if that house is red and has a big brass bed, we're living there. We ain't down yet.
Come on, woman!
Beautiful people of Denver! Alice in Wonderland isn't alone. Look who's in Wonderland too! Brand new house, bigger than all the rest. Spare no cost, only the very best. Brand new world, waiting to see me thrive. April 1895.
Damn it, Molly, I'm not gonna play a game I can't even pronounce.
Croquet, the T is silent, and we got to play the game if we want to fit in with the sacred 36.
The who and how many?
3 dozen families that run this town, and if we want Larry and Kit to go to the right schools, and you and me to join the right clubs, so we'll all be invited to the right parties, we got to show them tain't nothing wrong with us.
Mallet in hand, we're prepared to take a stand to fight the foe of unknown pedigree. We mastered all the rules at private schools, advanced condescension A to Z. Just like croquet has techniques with which to play, we have a code of exclusivity. When lesser elbows rub, they get the snub. A tight band of wealthy folk are we, the sacred 36. 3 dozen names in solidarity as we wage a classy war. 3 dozen names, and it's unfair maybe, but there's no room for one name more.
Howdy, I'm Mrs. Margaret, call me Molly Brown.
And I am Mrs. Call me Mrs. Sneedhill.
Right kind of you to invite us.
This is a charitable event. Anyone may purchase a ticket.
Well, we're happy to support the cause. Any cause. What is this cause?
The beautification of Pennsylvania Avenue.
Looks beautiful to me. That's why we bought ourselves a house here.
Salt in the wound.
What JJ means is there must be other folks in Denver whose streets really need beautifying.
Then they are free to organize their own philanthropic activities.
Lest they can't because they're too busy serving our meals and scrubbing our skivvies. beautiful people of Denver.
Beautiful people of Denver?
Like Cinderella said after the ball, dress me up, but you can't take me out. Smooth those rough edges till there's no trace. Noon till night, practicing poise and grace. Speak so soft, people can barely hear. November, the very next year.
Watching Bohem, we forget it's us and them we deeply feel a hint of empathy. Tears brimming in my eyes when Mimi dies. Afterward we talk of gay Paris, the sacred 36.
3 dozen names, some call it snobbery, but it's what they've always known.
3 dozen names, it's Harvard Harbor for the Browns to usurp our throne.
Sorry we cut it close. We were aiming for fashionably late.
That's out of fashion.
Before I settle in for my nap in 5 acts, mind tell me what I'll be missing?
The gripping tale of young Parisians starving for their art.
Well, good night.
Puccini makes me weep, don't you agree?
I don't rightly know, but if it's songs about starvation, JJ and I'll recognize the tune. And driving here tonight, we heard too many folks still singing it in English.
Surely you're not equating Puccini's artiste with Denver's undesirables.
They're both hungry.
And with what we spend on a night at the opera...
Mr. Brown! One does not discuss money matters in mixed company.
What's mixed about it? We're all rich. Learn some French for what they call repartee. No vous riche, you hear that every day. Tell yourself they're coming round and soon. 1898, the month of June.
Smacking good, whatever it is.
Confit of duck, like chicken, but greasier. And green beans, but skinny because they're French.
Is it goes for the help to 1 second?
Not when we have enough to feed half of Denver.
Mary, you sure you put those initials at the bottom?
Uh-huh. 36 invites, not one of them RSV or PED.
Formal dinner for husband and maid. Don't recall seeing that on my calendar.
That damn calendar.
Is a reminder to me that I could matter. Not just to you and the kids, to, I don't know, but I always believed Denver was where I'd figure it out.
Maybe it is, but there's 95,000 people that live here. You've only gone through 3 dozen of them, and you can't let those people jar your compass.
95,000, huh? And we've got enough to feed half of them?
In a manner of speaking.
Well, maybe I ain't. Maybe I am not down yet. You know that compass you just mentioned?
Why don't I like where this is pointing?
A soup kitchen like we had in Leadville, but with more ladles.
How much soup are we talking?
95,000, round up to 100. Figure 1 in 10 could use our help.
10,000 people?
With 50 cents per head per day. What's that? 35, 40,000 a week?
Just because some snoots we don't like us, so let's buy some poor people?
Why shouldn't one of Denver's better families help Denver's families do better? Mary, write that down.
Mary, is my wife helping the needy? Or is she sticking it to the sacred 36 by opening our wallets in ways they never have and never will?
Mr. B's right. Don't stick it to them. Tell them where they could stick it.
You just got yourself a raise.
Molly, no matter how much you despise the ladies of Pennsylvania
I don't
Avenue,
despise them.
I do.
Me too. Can't
Try
stand them.
working for them.
Were you this mouthy to Louise Sneed Hill?
Never, said Boo to her. But behind her back?
Thank you, Mary.
Meaning you'd rather fight in private, Fine by me, though. Why can't people say what they mean?
Waste not, want not.
Is that a fact? Hand me the bubbly.
JJ, do we or do we not own the richest gold mine in North America?
The world.
All right then. Why is it when we were poor, we were always giving and doing, but now that we're loaded...
There's plenty to give and to do for. But when 35 of the 36 richest families in Denver still have the first nickel they ever made, you and me would have to shell out a lot just to make a little difference.
Well, start shelling.
Can't shell it till I sell it. And Mr. Sneedhill happens to be one of our best customers. And if he thinks we're going all do-goody just to make his wife look bad...
Who cares why we're doing what we're doing, as long as what we're doing is some good. Share the luck with your neighbor wherever you are. He may have no one but you.
Louise Sneedhill's our
Share
neighbor.
the luck with your neighbor, the near and the far. Do as you'd want him to do unto you.
You're not listening to me, are
Yes,
you?
the good book's plea got around to me. It's waiting to hear my reply. Let my heart open wide to that voice inside, to share in the luck of that hard luck guy. Were there but for my luck go I.
I'm calling it a night.
Not till you finish what I started.
I gotta be up bright and early.
JJ Brown.
Seeing as they have 10,000 extra mouths to feed.
Real decent man.
Spend what you like, gal, just be discreet.
How's this for discreet? Don't be asleep when I get up there. Let my heart open wide to that voice inside, to share in the luck of that hard luck guy. The Margaret Call Me Molly Brown Relief Fund!
Dear Molly, my husband took sick this time last year, so he ain't been able to work. We've got 4 kids under the age of 5, and our cupboard is bare. Be my friend, and you'll stay my friend. Doesn't matter what the other people say. Be my friend to the bitter end, even though the bitter ends a million years.
Dear Molly, I walk the streets like my mom before me. Now I'm in the family way and want to give my baby a better life.
Be my friend, and you'll stay my friend. Doesn't matter what the other people say. Be my friend to the bitter.
Dear Molly, I got into school, but I can't pay my fees. Be my friend, and you'll stay my friend.
Doesn't matter what the other people.
Dear Molly, women need the right to vote. Be my friend
To the bitter end.
The bitter end's a million years away. Share the luck with your neighbor when others refuse. You got your beef jerky, your fatback, Colorado corn and peas, peach pie and cheese. Lots of cheese. I think cheese is the perfect food.
Why is cheese the perfect food?
Because you can eat it for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or you can have it for a snack. You can spread it, you can shred it, you can have it on a cracker, or all by itself, and you can keep a piece in your pocket and go about your day knowing you won't starve. Come on. Show him that life can be fair. I'm sending you to a school where girls like you learn what you should have learned way back when and unlearn what you shouldn't have.
I didn't know there was such a school.
There is it. We're starting one. Come on. Share the luck with your neighbor and walk in his shoes. I'll pay for your school fees and books.
And the occasional beer?
Emphasis on the occasional. Yes. Come on. One step will prove that you care.
Don't stop there.
Got leaflets, a bullhorn, handcuffs so you can chain yourself to a fence. Oh, and a little legal defense fund for when you get arrested, which you will be. A lot.
Men don't like it when women want to be heard.
Get us the vote and they'll have to listen. Come on. With the golden rule as our only tool, that broken wing birdie will fly
high in the sky.
Let me answer the call, crying one for all. Let
thief old enough to be his daddy and a safecracker even older.
Whoa, Mom, he ain't down yet. Come on.
How'd you get in here?
You ever heard bribing your way out of jail? Well, we bribed our way into it. Horse thief or safecracker?
Safecracker. Horse thief.
Happy to know you. But lock these two in a cell with a rambunctious boy. What do you think that boy's gonna learn?
How to steal a horse and how to crack a safe.
Don't forget those pickpocketing tips we gave you. The next time you won't get caught.
You hear that, Mama? Molly, help!
Release this boy to our custody or find him cellmates who aren't hardened criminals. No offense.
Listen, lady, we got one jail for both young and old alike. If you break the law, you wind up here. And if you have a problem with that, tell it to the judge.
We ain't down yet. Come on.
In the eyes of the law, pickpocket's a pickpocket, regardless if he's 14 or 40.
Well then, Your Honor, the law needs glasses.
Don't I know it? I keep telling the governor it's not right to treat young rascals with peach fuzz for whiskers the same as we do folks old enough to know better. He won't listen to me.
Well, he won't listen to you. Won't mean he won't listen to me.
Use your womanly wiles?
Yeah, no.
A separate court just for juveniles. No other state in the country has one. Why should Colorado?
Sir, I can think of 1,000 reasons. Make that 2. Anything you need to get yourself reelected. But if you want my opinion...
Do I have a choice?
This is the kind of cause that could make you say bye-bye State House, hello White House.
Share the luck with your neighbor when fate deals a blow.
Rewrite the end of the tale. Share the luck with your neighbor, his offers are low. Swear you will not let him
Won't let you fail, call a tit for tat, say it's too old hat. All of us reap what we sow. Let me shoulder the deed for the ones in need. Let me give what I got as I state my creed. There but for my luck.
share luck with your neighbor wherever you are. He's waiting to hear my reply. Let my heart open wide to that voice inside, to share in the luck of that hard luck guy.
Why don't we have hair? Then we'll find a shelter where you'll stay till you find the family you want to adopt. So you see, you ain't down yet.
There but for my luck go I.
Cucumber mint, cream cheese and dill, watercress. Watercress? And you call yourself a sandwich?
Mary, have you seen today's paper?
Not now, Mr. B.
I'm looking for the
I have to get the
papers.
clotted
Tain't the
cream
darndest
to make
thing.
sure
It's
cooked
usually
doesn't
here
ruin
by now,
scones.
and I checked the
petit fours
front.
must be arranged just so.
What's that?
What?
Underneath those, what are those?
Finger sandwiches. She's hosting a high tea.
With the Denver Post as a placemat, another article.
This time's a little different.
Different good or different bad?
I'm not sure. Even she's on the fence about it, but I have a feeling this will push her over.
Rumor has it that Call Me Molly will do what no woman has successfully done before. Run for Congress.
You know all the work she's been doing? Well, the governor wants her to do it.
In Washington, a woman?
To be doing such a good job. And thank you, Mary, for letting me find the right time to tell him.
Mary. There are some would say a woman's name should appear in the paper exactly 3 times. Birth, marriage, and death.
One down, 2 to go.
Molly, no.
You swore you never say that.
When I thought I was marrying you, not Thomas Jefferson. Though you can be sure he checked with his wife before launching his campaign.
I knew you wouldn't like it.
We've been married 7 years. Of course you knew I wouldn't like it. That don't mean I don't have the right to tell you I don't like it.
Tell me this. It's hard enough doing business in this town when my wife's championing the very causes my customers oppose.
It sounds like I'm in the wrong for trying to keep food on the table. Food on our kids' backs. We got 2 of them, Larry and Kit.
What's that supposed to mean?
You lend a hand to every have-not in Denver, but when was the last time you spent some time with your own children?
JJ, remember when you were 15? Your mama was the last person on the earth you'd want to be seen with.
That ain't the point. Look, I'm proud of you. Real proud. But you and me are supposed to be an us. And any decision that affects us, we gotta talk about.
Isn't that what we're doing?
Before I read it on the front page.
I can't help with the Denver Post
I
prints.
am the only man who I know whose toughest negotiations happen at home.
That's why you married me.
I married you because I love you so damn much, which ain't to say there aren't improvements I would make if I could.
Like what?
Oh, this and that. I'd like to change everything about you.
Is that all?
To begin, you'd admit you're not always right.
But I am.
I'd like to change everything about you. So when we disagree, it would not have to be a big fight. I temper your fiery Irish temperament. Lower the flame till I hear, yes, dear.
Ha!
I'd like to change everything about you without changing your love for me.
Quite a long list you got there. Almost as long as mine. I'd like to change everything about you. Why not start with your tendency to compete?
Wait. My tendency.
I'd like to change everything about you. So when I have a triumph, you don't take it as a defeat. Your masculine pride, I douse a bit.
That ain't gonna happen, so.
Water it down till you play my way. I'd like to change everything about you without changing your love for me.
I'd like to change everything
I'd
about
like to
you.
change everything
To
about
that means you're
you,
not
like your
always
tendency to compete.
I'd like to change everything
I'd
about
like to
you.
change everything
So when
when
we
I
disagree, it would not have to
triumph,
be a
you
big
don't
fight.
take it as a defeat.
I temper your fiery
Your
Irish
masculine
temperament.
pride, I'd water it down till you play my way. I'd like to change everything about you without changing your love for me.
All these years, and it turns out you're wrong for me and I'm wrong for you.
Well, what do you know? Sometimes 2 wrongs do make a right.
Do they? I'd like to change everything.
Rearrange everything, but not if it would change your love for me.
Hey, Molly.
Is she here?
Not yet, but when she comes, I'll announce Mrs. Sneedhill properly.
Louise Sneedhill?
It's time we bury the hatchet.
Oh, she'll bury the hatchet, all right. Depends where.
There's a gaggle of foreigners at the back door for Mr. B.
It ain't my relief fund.
They're from Leadville.
Wait, a German, an Italian, an American guy?
Walk into a bar.
Mary.
There's an English guy with them for you.
Julia, this is not the time.
I've been dodging Eric for weeks, this damn union business.
Union? I'm tempted to let him in.
With Louise Sneedhill due at any moment.
Okay, I have Cook lay out a spread. Whatever she's making for dinner, it's now their lunch. But serve it in the kitchen while I'm taking tea with Louise.
Molly?
Julia,
Hey,
hello.
you brought everybody.
I told you to wait outside.
Mary.
Visitors must be announced, and I do the announcing. But now, mi casa es su casa.
Casa? It is a palazzo.
That's right, you haven't seen the place.
Come in. What are y'all doing in Denver?
The men have business with JJ, and I was hoping you and I
Well, I love that, but...
I got me a meeting.
On a Sunday?
In any minute now, Louise Sneed Hill will be here. She runs the Denver Ladies Auxiliary Club, and if I'm running for Congress, I'm running for Congress.
We read about that.
Don't believe everything you read.
Look, I know we haven't seen y'all in a while, but...
JJ, you have not been at the mine for weeks.
And I can't remember the last time you came to Leadville.
I send you little pretties most every month.
Molly, you sent us a Sears Roebuck house, which is the talk of Leadville, but it isn't the same as seeing one another.
I'll tell you what. You won't believe how many rooms we got upstairs. I know the fellas have work tomorrow, but why don't you stay the night and we'll talk into the wee hours?
Mrs. Sneed Hill and 3 others just like her, but not as bad.
Mary.
Buongiorno.
Guten Tag, meine Damen.
Hello, ladies.
Yes, well, I thought this was a ladies' tea party. I was not expecting gentlemen. Mrs. Brown, I think it quite clear from the picaresque characters you have gathered round you, the world in which you belong, a world that is not and never will be mine. Ladies, onward.
But we laid out a heck of a spread.
Which I leave to you and your kind.
The best kind. Julia and her husband Vincenzo. That there's Eric and Arthur.
Charmed.
Don't you dare!
You know, 1 or 2 whiskeys in your better half fills me on all kinds of local history.
J.J. Round.
Like how the high and mighty Louise Sneed Hill is actually the daughter of a smelter.
If you are referring to the enormously successful smelting company of which my father was founder and president...
That was later. Much later. Before that, your daddy was getting his hands good and dirty just like the rest of us.
Well, I never!
Smelted? Hope not.
Now, JJ, smelting is an honest labor, even if it is stinky, horrible work.
The worst.
Where are my smelting salts?
Smelting salts.
You boys go play outside and let the adults clean up your mess.
You mean Louise? Oh, don't mind her. Smelters are known to be good sports.
Lies! Filthy lies!
See what I mean? Come on, fellas, I'll give you the tour.
Smelting salts.
Mrs. Sneed Hill, please accept my apology.
Never fear, I have just the thing. What my mom back in Cornwall used to give to comfort and soothe. To this day, I can't take a sip without remembering. Cup of tea, suddenly I'm back there again. Cup of tea, still the girl I was then. Cup of tea, can't help but see the distance I've come and the world I come from. Fancy free, quite the race that I ran. Victory begins with where I began. Not to say I'll return one day, I prefer it here with my souvenir of another cup of tea to humble me once more.
It's too divine. More tea.
Tabor's tea. Molly, help me pour.
Actually, I think it's you who's helping me.
Cup of tea, I could hardly resist. Cup of tea, serve it neat with a twist. Cup of tea, a recipe we'll eat through the cup.
Dare I say, bottoms up. Cup of tea,
they'll be raising the roof.
Cup of tea,
must be 88 proof. Quite right. Best of all, you made me recall all the days gone by when we'd laugh and cry to another cup of tea.
Oh, I haven't had this much fun since my daddy come home liquored up, warbling at the top of his lungs. Remember those darling titties? Belly young to the barbel.
And I'm back there again.
Somewhere in between
the year I was then. To the barbel. I prefer it here with another cup of tea to humble me once more.
Pretty.
A cup, 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 a cup,
the whole pot.
Another cup of tea.
What the hell?
Oh, Mr. Brown, the Sacred 36 is happy to welcome you to its rings. Oh, tomorrow, tea time, just moi. I have a stash of Daddy's corn liquor. Makes you see double and feel single.
Well,
So I take it the Denver Ladies Auxiliary Club will back you for Congress?
With this one as my campaign manager and best friend ever.
You cannot make old friends, and when was the last time the 6 of us raised a glass?
Prego, Vincenzo. Eric, Arthur, I know why you're here.
What about your meeting?
You know I ain't got a meeting, and I know why you're here. You want to form a union.
No, we want to have a discussion about the possibility of
forming a union.
Molly, perhaps we should...
We sit in here and listen, or we stand out there and listen.
All right, but just listen. Fellas, you know I've been anti-union since the 4 of us worked side by side.
But I still don't understand why.
Yeah, why?
You don't like it when someone tells you where you have to be, when you have to be there, how long you have to stay there, and how much you'll be paid for it, right? Well, what do you think a union does?
At least they go by what's best for us and not the bottom line.
Now, Eric, this is JJ we're talking to, not Simone Legris.
You tell him to say that?
Molly, as far as I see to it, a union only cares about 2 things: how much it can steal from your paycheck and call it dues, and how many businesses it can break.
No one is looking to put you out of business.
You hear that, JJ?
Shush. Now, I've always tried to see what each of my men needs and yes, what he deserves. Now I got the 3 of you looking after him, so you tell me, are we treating folks fair?
Of course. But there are thousands and thousands of miners who aren't lucky enough to have a boss like you.
If they don't like who they're working for, they should come work with us.
Unless they can't because they're injured.
Or worse.
Shush.
That's what I did when you and William had this conversation, and I wish I'd spoken up.
What are you talking about?
I know you remember. Eric and Arthur insisting the men organize, you arguing the same points you're arguing now, and William, right there beside you, over and over, till William went to work one morning and didn't come back.
Julia, that is not fair.
No, it's not. And when you find a way to explain that to my son, let me know.
Will was my friend, but unions do not prevent accidents.
At least they help when something goes wrong. That's more than Horace did. What would have happened to Julia, to our godson, if you hadn't given her that money?
JJ never gave me any money.
You're right. He gave it to me and I gave it to you.
Damn it, Molly.
You didn't tell me.
This is the first I'm hearing of it.
It was supposed to be a secret.
I can't believe you kept this from me all these years.
What are you sore about? It's not like I was Julia's beau.
But you helped her anyway, because you knew Tabor wouldn't give her a dime.
You knew that a mine owner can never be counted on to do the right thing. Of course, now that you are one of them.
I'm a hypocrite? What about you, barging into my own home, knowing I won't give you the boot because we're buddies, then standing me up short in my own front parlor?
Would you rather we do it in front of the other men?
I'd rather you remember, if it weren't for me, there wouldn't be any gold to mine. And
JJ, I'll walk right down there!
JJ, you talk as if every mine owner is like you, a real decent man.
Try doormat, but that ends here right now. No union.
If we come home empty-handed, there is no telling what the other men might do.
You threatening to strike?
What choice do they have if you won't meet them halfway?
Here's this for halfway. Eric, Arthur, Vincenzo, you are fired. And you leading the charge like the Joan of Arc. I bet if she had a husband, he would have put up that stake and stocked up on matches.
JJ, it's me you're mad at. Don't take it out on them.
No, I won't have anyone running my life for me. No wife, no union, not even the best 3 friends of fellow.
Not anymore.
Damn right. You're labor and I'm management, and never shall the twain meet. Ain't that right, shop steward?
If we had a union, we could fight for this.
Then we've got to get you a union.
You'll stand behind us?
Not behind you. Beside you. Mary?
No need to shout. I got my ear to the door.
Call the Denver Post.
That is the latest from the ladies of Paris. They tell us if we can, then we should. That's the philosophy du jour. That's how we do the things we never thought we would. That's how we learn that being bad can be so good. If we can, then we should. That is the moral of L'Amour.
You know what I told that wife of mine?
Yup.
I told her that nobody tells J.J. Brown how to run his business.
Did you see that man?
He's been in before. We've all tried cozying up. He only comes to conduct business.
He's ripe for pleasure tonight.
How do you know?
I published the Denver Post. It's my job to know. So answer me this. You still married?
Got a license, says I'm hitched.
That little license could make you a lot of money and sell me some papers.
Mr. Brown, allow me to introduce myself. Maud Call.
Well, nice meeting you, Miss Call. We're gonna call it a night. JJ, you coming?
Yeah, Horace. Sorry, miss, I got me a wife waiting at home.
Molly Brown waits for no man. Fred Bonfils, Denver Post. And Mrs. Brown is headed to Leadville as we speak.
Leadville?
Uh-huh. One of my reporters is with her. It's only about a strike your workers are planning, using your wife as their mouthpiece.
Molly is siding with the men against us?
Can't believe it.
The paper wouldn't print it if it wasn't true. So who are you going to side with?
As for the girls who'd like to save their maidenhood, every last one of them would can if she could. If we can, then we should. That's what a dancing girl is for.
My husband was a miner once. Only now that he's in charge, he's forgotten what it's like. So we're here to remind him. And we'll be here tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that.
Molly!
Baby Tabor, care to make a speech?
A short one? JJ needs you.
He knows where I am.
On the picket line, think about what you're doing.
Standing up to my husband.
I stand up to Horace and you know it. But publicly humiliate him?
Look, once I win this
Which
thing,
you might. But you are going to lose JJ in the process.
Baby doe, wait!
If we can, then we should. Ask any femme fatale you find along the sensual whisper. If we can, then we should. Say ooh la la and say la vie, say la vie. Long as we can. May we may.
I didn't think you'd show.
Your note said you're in trouble. Here I am.
But who are you, my wife or my union rep?
JJ, you come all the way from Denver to Leadville, make me climb the hill to the shack house when we both know my hotel would be more comfortable. What's going on?
Well, let's see. My workers are on strike. My wife's on strike.
I didn't come here to talk union unless it's ours.
I'm all ears.
You only got two and they's too big for the size of your head. We're just pretty cute. Anybody ever told you that?
Tell me something I don't know.
All right.
Strike's over.
It's not why I kissed you.
It ain't 'cause you kissed me. Me and Horace talked this one upside down to the other. A union's coming whether we like it or not. So we'll be the first to open our doors.
It'll be a good thing. You'll see.
And Eric, Arthur, Vincenzo, they're getting promotions and raises.
Real decent man.
I don't know about that, but it's worth it just to see you smile. Oh, Ma, remember all the good times we had in this house? More than any in the Denver house put together. So why don't we stay?
Can't get back to Denver till the morning, and I've got to stay somewhere.
Good.
Here in the shack house?
I'll build you the grandest house you've ever seen, as long as it's in Leadville.
What about Larry and Kit? They're friends, they're school.
There's a school here.
Not a good one.
So I'll build them another. Can't you see? The world outside of Leadville spins too fast for us. We've been dizzy ever since I struck gold.
Still getting used to the altitude. Air's pretty thin up the top of the social ladder.
You'll live under the roof I give you.
Let's talk about it on the way home to Denver. Come on.
No. I didn't want to do it this way. But
mining magnet named other man?
by your friends at the Denver Post.
According to court documents obtained by this paper, Mr. Harold A. Call alleges that marriage to wife Maud has been destroyed by overnight millionaire James Joseph. JJ, tell me they'll print a retraction or you'll sue, libel, defamation of character.
I ain't been defamed. Exactly.
Exactly? Meaning?
There is a lawsuit. Fella claims I loved up his wife.
But you didn't. You didn't. I'll never look at anyone else. Isn't that what you said standing right there?
Look, this girl and me, we had a few laughs together. You was here, I was there, sleeping in an empty bed night after night till one night. I didn't know she was married.
Did you know you were married?
What about you?
Me?
Vowing to honor me? Is that what you were doing on the picket line?
I'm trying to help the folks I love.
Help yourself. You mean Molly for Congress?
Not anymore. A stain this big would spoil a man's chances, never mind a woman's. I am still a woman, JJ.
Been a long while since you've acted like a wife. I'm not sure you ever really did.
So it's my fault you made love to somebody else.
Not love. Nothing to do with love. It was more
Stop.
like...
I can't listen. I can't even look at you.
Where are you going?
Far from you as I can get. Soon as I'm settled, I'll send for Larry and Kit.
The hell you will. They're Leadville born, they'll be Leadville bred.
This is for lawyers to decide.
We don't need lawyers. We fight just fine on our own. Come back here and finish. You've never in your life left a fight half fought. I'd like to change everything, rearrange everything.
Brown versus Brown, the parties hereby agreed to a legal separation.
My darling.
This song's so good. I love this song.
Mr. Brown will place ample funds in trust for Mrs. Brown.
And let me hold you in my arms until the night birds call. Then let me dream and fall awake to find it's not a dream at all.
Lawrence and Catherine.
Kit.
Lawrence and Catherine.
Kit!
Shall spend summers and holidays with Mrs. Brown, who plans to reside abroad.
Whisper dolce, dolce, meaning sweet, sweet, my darling. Far niente, precious nothings, like a sigh.
Mr. and Mrs. Brown shall have no communication with each other except through
Every
an attorney.
tender dolce far niente will go on forever, just as you and our love and I.
As if any attorney could shut either one of them up.
Dolce far niente and I.
Molly, I'm in church every Sunday just like you wanted me to be. Not because you wanted me to be, but because I wanted to be there. Yet nobody says boo about you gallivanting all over Europe as a duke, a baron, and an earl.
Dear JJ, safety in numbers. When one of them gets too flirty, I turn my attention to another. How's Larry?
Near tall as me.
Taller.
Don't be a goot.
And Kit's growing up to be just like you.
I say dance with me, Molly.
I believe it is my turn.
I knew you first.
There's the same little chapel down memory lane. It's the same little corner of heaven. Morning service is still at 11. prayer meeting too. After the dishes are through, there's the same shady streets with the sycamore trees and the same lazy clouds in the blue, where the patient old bell seems to say all is well to the same friendly people you knew. There's the church where we wed. To one side a pew is a lonely man quietly praying. That same prayer he prays day after day, waiting for you.
Dear JJ, remember how we agreed to expose the kids to culture?
Dear Molly, I remember.
I think I overexposed them.
Les nouveaux tableaux de Picasso sont tous la même chose. Des bleus, et encore des bleus. Mon Dieu!
Tain't nothing a week of camping in the Rockies can't fix.
Qu'est-ce que c'est? Camping.
Oh, shut up, Larry!
Je m'appelle Laura.
Shut up, Larry!
I say, marry me, Molly.
I believe it is my turn.
I knew you first.
I may never ever fall in love with you. No matter what I say to you now, music and love always go hand in hand. Both make me feel so grand till the band may play it. So whatever else you think you hear me say, please don't forget to forget it someday. One thing sure, I love you madly just as long as the band plays on.
Dear Molly, the house feels real empty with Larry at college and Kit at finishing school.
Dear JJ, finishing school and I never even started. Now I have a whole room just for red silk dresses.
Remember that first one I gave you? Hung in the closet the longest while. Didn't you like it?
I loved it, just didn't think I deserved it. You almost made me feel like I did too.
I know. I'm sorry. There's the same little
I may
child.
never ever fall in love with you. No matter what I say, I love music and love always go hand in hand. Both make me feel so grand. Ooh, it's not a dream at all.
There's the church.
So whatever else you think you hear me say, please don't forget to forget it someday.
That same prayer he prays
After I love you madly just as long as the band plays on. Don't wait till the music is gone. Mary, pack what I need for a long stay and get me on the first ship home.
There's a new one making her maiden voyage. They say she's the fastest ever.
You just happened to know that?
No, I found out moments ago when I booked your passage.
What would I do without you to steam open my telegrams?
This one I wish I hadn't opened. A stroke.
He ain't down yet. Come on.
You go. I'll stay behind to oversee the London flat, the villa in Rome, and the chateau outside of Paris.
What makes you sure I'm not coming back?
In sickness and in health. That's what you said. However, I may think of how you've been living these past years. You are not one to break a promise.
I say, take me with you, Molly.
I believe it is my turn.
I knew you first.
So let me hold you in my arms until the night birds call. Then let me dream and fall awake to find it's not a dream at all. love you madly just as long as the band plays on.
So when you ask me,
Don't wait till the music is gone.
Pick up the pace!
Why are you shouting? We're right here.
Temperature's dropping. This cold, this quick can only mean a storm.
Merciful Jesus.
Faster, you spoiled bunch of ninnies!
Ninnies? Really?
Stop squawking, keep rowing. Though I don't see much point in it. This is the end!
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou.
Why aren't you rowing?
You just told us there's no point.
Keep going the way you're going overboard.
Try it and see who ends up in the North Atlantic. And good luck getting back on the boat. Miserable excuse for a man.
Hey!
Hush! That coat's too thin to be a proper bed jacket. Swap.
Don't be daft.
Why? I've had several hours of sable. Your turn. Now then, what's your name? You do have a name, don't you?
Maureen.
We're halfway there.
O'Shaughnessy.
Happy to know you, Maureen O'Shaughnessy. And what's my name, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. Mrs. Margaret, and call me Molly Brown. And you know what I'll call you? Mo. Short for Maureen, and short for Missouri. And that's where I was born, on the muddy banks of the Mississippi.
However you managed to cross.
I married the right man is all. He'd be the first to tell you underneath that sable, I'm still shanty Irish.
Then answer me this. One Irish lass to another. He's right, isn't he? We're all going to die.
Yes, we are. Now, if you're asking, will it be tonight? I don't know.
And Mr. Brown, was he?
Oh, no, he's waiting back home. How about you? Were you traveling with anyone?
I'm on my own. The only one in my family with a medic on me mind.
Perhaps I should have stayed put.
No, Mo. We're gonna make it. We've got to. JJ, that's my husband, and the last time we saw each other, we said things.
So soon as you see him, you'll say you're sorry.
If I see him.
You said it yourself, we're going to make it.
We are, but everything else I left in my cabin but this.
Poor Mr. Brown.
Writes me most every week. Not a peep about feeling poorly, but that's him. Always putting himself last. See, there's the difference between us.
You put yourself first, is it? Like giving me the coat off your back? Or telling us all where to sit so the bows to be even? Like standing up to that miserable excuse for a man?
Hey!
Hush! You've made this lifeboat more livable, Molly. The hunch is not the first time.
I suppose I have helped some folks, but the one I love most, not so much.
Well, what are you waiting for?
Unless there's a stowaway I don't know about. JJ ain't here.
He's here, isn't he? So tell him what you need him to know. Every secret thing.
Oh, Mo.
Not me. Mr. Brown.
JJ, you would like this gal. You will like her, 'cause you're gonna meet her. 'Cause I'm a-coming. So please, JJ, please. Wait for me. After all the time apart, the years we let ourselves forgo, if you can hold on just a little while, I'll be there in your arms before you know. Oh, wait for me. Think of countless kindnesses, the tender kisses I'll bestow. If you can hold on just a little while, I'll be there in your arms, loving you so. There are still too many miles between us, and I hate to make you wait a second longer. But love that's true constantly blooms anew, truer, deeper, stronger.
Molly, look! A flare!
Oh, Mo! He heard me! Come on, ladies!
Hey, I'm the one in charge!
No, you're not. Row!
make you wait a second longer. But love that's true constantly blooms anew. Close your eyes and you can feel my touch. Hear me missing you so much. Please wait for me. Goodbye to yesterday. Tomorrow sings a sweeter song. My darling, hold on just a little while. I'll be there if I've not waited too long.
April 18, 1912. Carpathia docks amid chaos and confusion. Pier 54 at West 14th Street in the Hudson River is packed with people. They're here to witness history. They're here to honor the dead. And they're here to see if their loved one has survived this titanic collision of man's hubris and Mother Nature. Who survived and the names of those survivors is not yet known. Lack of information has left many with no choice but to gather on this rainy night and call out the name of their loved one.
Mr. William Gilbert. Mr. Neil McNamee. Mr. Johann Svensson Landau.
Everyone hush now, please.
Mr.
I
Daniel
know
Buckley.
you're scared. I know you're upset.
Mrs.
But
Winnie
if you
Coops.
call out the name of the person you're looking for,
Mrs. Eileen
I might
McNamee.
have information. Was anyone
Miss
waiting
Emily
for
Wright.
Emma Bucknell?
Mrs. Madeline Talmadge
Because I had breakfast with her this morning, and she'll be out shortly.
Mr. Timothy Jake
And
McCarthy.
Layla Mayer, was anyone waiting for her?
Colonel John
She
Jacob
was in
A.
my
Steele.
lifeboat, so I know she's okay.
Mr.
The
Red
rest
Joe
of you,
Dillon.
no news is no news.
Miss Susan
I
Parker,
promise.
Suzette
The
Ryerson.
Carpathia's Marconi apparatus blew up,
Mr.
but
Bashar
with
Tans.
all of us trying to send word, and
Mr.
most
Frederick
of us
Roland
are
Kenyon.
okay. Okay, keep your eyes on
Thelma
the
Matilda
gangplank, and
Strong.
if you see the person you're looking for,
Mrs.
and
Rhoda
if you
Mary
don't see
Rosa
them,
Abbott.
there's folks here from the White Star Line. Oh,
Miss
and
Margaret
this
Mannion.
is important. If you need a translator,
Miss
I
Catherine
speak Italian,
Peters.
I speak German, je parle un
Mr.
peu de
Michael
French.
Connaughton.
I'll even fake my way through Chinese.
Mr. Alexander Morrison Thompson.
Molly,
I can breathe again.
Let me look at you.
But what do you have on?
Oh, you like it? I spent the last few days going door to door borrowing clothes from folks aboard the Carpathia. Not just me, all our clothes were wet. Margaret Tobin, I actually prayed. Dear God, I still don't believe in you, but Molly does, and that should be more than enough. Amen.
Molly Brown, Alfred Long, New York Times. Care to make a statement?
No interviews, nothing. How's JJ?
Doc Morris is hoping he will bounce back soon. He would have come, but
We thought the trip would be too much.
Give it time, Molly.
He's on a month's bed rest. Doctor's orders.
The sooner I get home, the sooner I can make things better. Come on.
Molly, wait!
Prego, not now.
But I need her help!
Hasn't my mother done enough for you people?
Larry, I didn't raise a little rich kid. I'm sorry, Mo. Maureen, this is everybody. Soon as I get home,
That'll
I
be
can...
too late! They're sending me back on the next boat!
Sending you back? Why?
Because I arrived here indignant.
Of course you did. Everything you own's on the ocean floor.
Can you help?
Mo, I gotta get to JJ. Tell her what your father said.
Well, when we got the news about the Titanic,
He said, your mother's too ornery to drown.
Too ornery? He said that? Hey!
Hey?
You really gonna turn away innocent people who have fallen on a hard time through no fault of their own?
Who might you be?
Not might be. I am the chairwoman of the International Coalition for Titanic Survivors. How much cash y'all got?
I left my
Horace,
wallet.
not nearly enough. Horace, tell the office to wire us $10,000.
$10,000?
Horace! I will make sure all of you have enough money in your pocket and some place to go.
I'll tell you where they're going. Back to where they came from.
Maybe, maybe not. What's your name?
Kenneth B. Chapman.
Happy to know you, Kenneth B. Chapman. Chapman.
Got it.
But with the help from my friend from the New York Times, the rest of the world might not be so happy to make your acquaintance. Kenneth B. Chapman, the man that turned away Titanic survivors.
You're good. I'm just doing my job.
These folks have been to hell and back.
Which doesn't change the fact that they're likely to become public charges and therefore excludable under Section 3, Code 117 of the Immigration and Naturalization Bureau.
But America's more than sections and codes. And if you don't believe that, Mr. Kenneth B. Chapman, I'd like to speak to your boss.
Be my guest. You'll get nowhere with him.
Her.
Her?
Uh-huh. She's big and she's green and she's standing that away.
I know where the Statue of Liberty is.
Don't seem to get what she's saying. Maybe it's her accent. Allow me to translate. Share the luck with your neighbor from faraway shores. I'm first generation and proud of it. Share the luck with your neighbor, fling open the doors. I doubt the Chapman family predates Chris Columbus. Independence Day in the USA is more than the 4th of July.
My grandfather came here with nothing.
So your grandfather didn't, is that it? And what would that grandfather say about you enforcing the rules when there's only one rule worth enforcing? Share the luck with your neighbor. And if your kin came from someplace else, which unless they're Native American, they did, you should be saying it with me. Come on! Share the luck with your neighbor. That's it, let's turn up the heat.
Share the luck with your neighbor. Share the luck with your neighbor. Share the luck with your neighbor. Share the luck with your neighbor.
Damn it, woman, what kind of ruckus you kicking up now?
J.J. Brown.
Who is that?
Hush. Don't you go cussing at me, you big bulldozer. They said bed rest, and bed rest is gonna be. I can see they've been spoiling you, and that's about to change. JJ, the whole time on that lifeboat, I kept thinking, if you're gonna take one of us, take me, because I don't know if I can
Don't go
leave
on the
with it.
whaling while I ain't dead. And you, the unsinkable Molly Brown, that's what you are.
You okay? I mean, will it hurt if I hug you?
It'll kill me if you don't.
I don't know who they are, but I know she's right. You guys belong here. Welcome to America!
Be calm, never settle. We ain't down yet.